All right, do you have a lead in or do I got one?
Do you? Because I don't.
I was just gonna let you know I just saw the first Mission Impossible movie.
The first one?
The very first one. I had never seen it.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna start
I
binging.
really I really like it actually. I think there's something about the first one that feels like cozy, nostalgic, and like I don't know, something about the vibe and the color grading and like the weight and the slowness of it, I think really works. I don't know, I like the first half. The second half with like the CGI helicopter, not a big fan, but everything else I do like.
It's funny, like when the fish tank broke in the first half, Nikki was like, "Yeah, they don't do it like that anymore." I'm like, actually, yeah, like nowadays that would be fully CGI, 100%.
100%. Yeah.
But now,
They really,
yeah,
yeah.
like the stuff they cut.
You're gonna hate the second one.
I started watching the second one. I'm only like maybe 30 minutes in. Um, I did
It's
accidentally
like
see, huh?
it's aggressively 2000s, the second
It
one.
really is, man. It really fucking is. Especially, so I didn't see the whole thing yet. I've only about 30 minutes in,
Mhm.
but I did see a small snippet where they're on dueling motorcycle speed bikes and then they
Yeah.
like midair tackle each other. And I'm like,
They're jousting pretty much with motorcycles.
what the fuck bullshit is this?
Look, in the 2000s, that was really cool. And your enjoyment of that is gonna be based on like how much you find enjoyment in that. I find it kind of as a fun throwback right now.
Yeah.
Something really cool about especially the early Mission Impossible movies, is that all had different directors, so it was just cool to see a different director tackle its style on each one. Like on the first one is De Palma, and then the second one is John Woo. So of course you're gonna see
Oh my
dubs.
God, that explains a lot, actually.
Yeah, the third one is J.J. Abrams, and
Oh, I expect the third one to be the best one of the original trilogy.
um, I don't think the third one is the best one, but it has the best villain. I will say that. I think it's the best villain out of the whole franchise.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman, man, R.I.P. Uh,
You know,
you're gonna like four because it's the same guy who did the Incredibles 2,
Brad
Iron
Bird.
Giant. Yeah, it's Brad Bird. Yeah.
Damn. You know what I'm gonna end up doing though? I already know I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna end up writing a retrospective comparing Mission Impossible to 007.
I think Mission Impossible is better. Like I think it clears it.
Look, man,
Yeah.
James Bond, the Daniel Craig series in particular, those five films, I will stack against any series. I'll stack that against John Wick. I don't know who wins, but I know like they're both pretty fucking good.
Speaking of John Wick, did you see that the documentary that just came out?
No, that's on my list, but I'm trying to work my way through eight fucking Mission Impossible movies right now.
Oh, they're worth it. But the documentary is really good. Like they talk a lot about how it was so hard to get it off the ground and that they had no money and that the set was falling apart and that they really just wanted to impress Keanu because he accepted to be in the movie, and they talk about how Chad Stahelski and David Leitch pretty much hate each other now.
Why?
Like they because it was brutal just working on that first movie.
But like they like legit hate each other now, or is it
They
like
le
Warwick's brothers?
they legit hate each other now. Like they can't even be filmed on the same shot. Like it's insane.
Why? They did such a good job in the first one.
Yeah, but there's a reason why Chad Stahelski stayed and David Leitch went on to do garbage, I think.
What has David Leitch done?
He's done like all these movies where like all the whole point is like action and cameos, and the whole joke is, oh, did you just punch me? Like that's this whole thing.
You said David Leitch, right?
Yeah, let me pull him out. He did, no, wait, not David. Yeah, David Leitch, director. Bullet Train, Deadpool 2, Fall Guy, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
I'll
Hate all
defend
of
three of
these.
those.
Hate all of them.
They're
Oh.
not great, but I mean they're fine. Like I'd rather watch Deadpool 2 than
Yeah,
Deadpool
but
3.
yeah, but would you rather watch these than John Wick 1 through 4? Like
Oh,
any
that's
of
not even
them?
fair. That's not a fair comparison. Even I know that. I'm like John Wick is
Yeah,
art.
Well, there's a reason why he didn't stay, and the movies just got better and better. Like,
Let's see.
yeah.
Wasn't it
Anyway,
co-directed?
he kind of co-directed the first one, and then that's it.
I'll defend Bullet Train, Hobbs and Shaw, and Deadpool 2. And even Atomic Blonde was fine.
Atomic Blonde is okay. It's just after seeing it, it's like, I don't know.
Ballerina Overdrive.
Anyway, yes,
Oh,
Ollie, I
he's between
agree.
Nobody 2. All right, cool.
Yes, Ollie, I
And he
agree.
produced Violent Night
Overrated.
and Nobody. Hey, you
Overrated.
know what? David Leitch, he's okay. He's okay.
Yeah, he's on my shit list. Speaking of shit lists,
Speaking of shitless, Ollie, you want to talk about Prom Queen? Yeah, let's go.
no, he has no idea what prom or queen is, but yeah, let's trust his judgment. Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chama.
I'm Eddie, and I'm joined by Ollie.
Reviewing Fear Street Prom Queen. This is the rollback. Winning just might be the death of you. Who will be voted queen at Shadyside High's 1988 prom? From underdog Lori, a competition is cutthroat even before someone starts killing off the candidates. This is the new Fear Street movie directed by Matt Palmer, who has only directed shorts before this and who I am not 100% sure is a real person or is just the entity talking through us or through them. It's the new movie in the Fear Street. It's not I guess not a quadrology. This doesn't really connect with the other three movies. It's just another story happening in this same quaint little city of Shadyside. Um,
Which,
yeah,
like, what? Okay, so quick question. Was this story even in the original? Like, was this one of those horror stories that they were like that kid that killed his parents and the lady that burned to death? Like, was this one of those or no?
not exactly. So much like the other Fear Street stories, they're all based on little short books written by R.L. Stein, who also did Goosebumps. This is like Fear Street is if Goosebumps is for kids, Fear Street I would say is for
Teenagers?
slightly older kids. Let's say teenagers, tweens, maybe a little older. It has basically all the fun of a good slasher, but I guess a more accessible. And the Fear Street trilogy really ended up working because they went through the effort of making them an event, releasing them every Friday for 3 weeks, and also by changing styles, constantly changing styles, decades, and influences on each one, all gathering up to be a pretty, I'm not going to say groundbreaking, but a really memorable 3 week run. Like we all know
Bless you.
thank you about them and how it was when those came out. So a very fun little experiment that I think I'm glad took off. By the beginning of the year, like literally, I think January 1st, we received this update from Netflix being told, hey, one more Fear Street movie coming out, and it's going to be called Prom Queen. Not connected to the other ones, but still having that same vibe. And no one that worked in the original trilogy worked on this one, just so you're
You can
aware.
tell.
You can really tell, man, this was such a disappointment.
See, and here's the thing: the Fear Street trilogy did such a good job of building so much goodwill because it trusted that the audience was smart. It trusted that you watched the other films. It trusted that you cared about these characters and that you were shocked by some of the deaths. Like the original Fear Street trilogy did so much to build such a hell of a fan base so quickly in 3 weeks. And somehow, I don't want to say this movie squandered it all, but man, it did it no fucking favors. Fear Street Prom Queen is a disappointment among disappointments.
I can
Like
say
this is
this, I
bad by
guess
Netflix standards, and that's
I,
that's oof.
I agree. I mean, at least we can now say that, okay, now there's a worse one,
That's true.
but
There's very clearly a shitty Fear Street. I wonder if this will be treated someday as like The La Llorona was great, but they initially treated it as if it wasn't connected to the Conjuring universe. I wonder if someday we'll be like, oh yeah, remember what they did to Prom Queen?
Yeah, this is not memorable at all. Like I feel like the original like that trilogy was like we talked about it. Like we kept kind of coming back to it and kept referencing to it. And it worked because it felt practical. It did feel like it was very much a pastiche, a parody of those tropes and everything. It felt kind of similar to what Stranger Things did, or like, hey, let's take all these tropes and let's take all these things that really work in the 80s and let's try to make something charming out of it here. While I feel like that trilogy was very charming, this very specifically, I feel like there's a starting point, and you go around, and when you go around, you're like, okay, this is parody, and I feel like this just did the lap again. Like you are what you're parodying, and just because you said something in the 80s and you have an 80s soundtrack, it doesn't make it charming immediately. Maybe it's the overexposure of like constantly doing things from the 80s, but this is no longer fun. And I think there's a fun way to do it, but I don't think this one nailed it.
And I want to get to this later on. Folks, we're going to introduce a brand new part of the podcast today. We're going to call it a remix. Where at the very end, after we're done shitting on this, I'm going to pitch to you the good version of this movie. Um, it's a lot easier when the movies suck, and this one definitely does. Um, this movie did not do a good job of parodying the 80s or being a throwback in that way. You're right, music does not make it a throwback. But I think also the second thing is the fact that this movie lacked a lot of, for better word, courage. I feel like they were so busy staying within the lines that they never thought to themselves, hey, gee, you know what? Maybe we should break something because the other three did. Each of the other three films broke something in a positive manner, whether it was stereotypical things, going against cliches, or going with cliches but going over with them. Like, the first three did so much, and this one failed to do anything worthwhile or memorable. Like even the kills suck. Like the kills are very like basic bitch, for lack of a
Yeah,
better word.
there's a moment where like Ariana Greenblatt is in the movie. She's in it for like a second, and then she gets killed in this alleyway by like a bat to the head. And I don't think the bat even connected to the head. Like they just hit her on the head and then like there's blood and like
All right, it's
it
over.
looked it looked awful. Like remember the kill in the first Fear Street where they put the girl's head through the meat grinder at a
Oh
grocery
God, the
store?
meat slicer, yes.
Yeah, like that shit hasn't left my mind since then. And I'm not saying reinvent the wheel. I'm not saying, hey, go all out, make it a gore fest. But you nailed it. It lacks courage because I can't, because fucking Diet Scream over here, like they can't keep doing this and expect us to fall when there's no charm. This is predictable to the point of parody. Like
Mhm.
you're supposed to be like a pastiche, like a parody, and this is just what you're parodying, and not even in a fun way. Like if you watch Scream, and that's a remix. It plays with the rules, but that cannot be your introduction to this genre. In the same way that this cannot be your introduction to this genre. That's like finding out news through memes. Like you can't you gotta know what you're parodying. And this
I,
is just going back of like trying to create something new and all you know is like things that have referenced it and not what it's referencing from the start. It's like trying to learn about the 80s just by watching Stranger Things. Like you can't do that.
I
It's
think
derivative.
I think part of it is, and we can keep going in circles as far as bashing like the poor execution. I want to start bashing the poor storytelling. Like Lori Granger, the main girl, like folks, spoilers from here on out. Spoilers for a shitty movie you shouldn't watch. Um, but so the whole thing is she's running for prom queen. Somehow she's the loser of the school. Um, Her mom supposedly killed her father, so she's been ostracized. Except she has one really cool friend by the name of Megan. Um, And she's running for prom queen because, as we all know, when you win prom queen, your whole life is different now. Like, I get it. That's a trope from like the 70s and 80s. Like, Pretty in Pink, the whole just get the girl and everything is going to be perfect from here on out. Here's the thing, we're so far beyond that. It's like doing a slapstick comedy. I'm sorry, but those days are kind of gone. Like you can't really do them well anymore. Or you better be really, really good at it. And this movie, the plot's stupid. Like I'm just gonna say it outright. Like one, that part's stupid. Two, like the idea, the concept of doing like a murder, like a I don't want to say scream, like a prom night murder spree 2 days before prom, that can work. That can work. But you need to be able to be inventive. You need to get, interesting with it. But this movie lacks the balls to be interesting at all. One in the main character, because I want to be clear, I'm not saying India Fowler, I'm sorry, is a bad actress. I don't think she is. I think she got a lot of bad direction. Because
Yeah, she's doing her best with what she's given, but she's not given much.
you can expect again. George Clooney said this post Batman. You can make a bad movie out of a good script, but you can never make a good movie out of a bad script. And this script needed a few passes. Hey Netflix, let me fix your goddamn movies. I already did with the Electric State. I can do it with this too.
Oh God.
Um,
Oh God, I had forgotten about the electric state. Here we are again.
I don't
Um, do you think maybe there's a possibility that this was never a Fear Street movie and they just slapped the title in there?
I could see that because there was a lot of ham-fisted references rather than them actually going all the way with some of them. Like it wasn't supernatural where the other three were. Grant, like the killer was not supernatural in capacity. I never considered that. Maybe it wasn't Fear Street and they just slapped the name on because, oh, hey, we can get it to work if you call it a Fear Street film.
Yeah,
Because
because
maybe I wouldn't be so hard on it if I didn't have the standards of Fear Street. Because Fear Street was a standard of excellence. Like, oh, you're just gonna slap the Fear Street name on it? Okay, it must be good.
yeah, and also you have an expectation of like, hey, this is a fun, throwback, with using like today's environment to tell this like old-timey tale based like as a retrospective, and that's fun because it didn't take itself seriously. This, dude, when we got to the fucking dance-off scene, I was like, who is this for? Like, this is very cringy.
This is terrible.
I could not believe like if I had told you, hey, let's watch this to review it, and this didn't have the Fear Street name to it, I would tell you, yo, sorry for that. Let's skip this shit. Like this is
Yeah.
yeah, because this is a nothing, this is a whisper of a fart of a nothing of a movie. Like, and it made me like it I don't want to be like, hey, you don't deserve the Fear Street name because I don't even know if there was originally an idea here, but this is just so not nothing. Like it does nothing. The only thing that it kind of tries is it constantly cuts into this feed that's recorded with like old-timey cameras, or like at
Yeah.
least they use a filter or something to make it look like, oh, it's someone at the school and they're recording. That's the only part where I'm like, okay, that's kind of neat. That's
There's
but
something that could have
if
been
you
used there.
but here's an idea. Why don't you do the whole film like that? You know? Do
I
a
think
fucking
a
what
throwback
if
found footage movie could work. Like
yeah,
really
like
good. First Street Prom Queen, completely found footage from like the AV loser that has a crush on Lori.
or something like that. Something to be done with like
And the twist
this
is he's the killer.
or something like that, something because they use that and I'm like, okay, cool. That's kind of neat. We didn't see that in the other ones, but oh my God, his little feet. And uh
Sorry, folks.
Ollie, you're distracting me. Like it's
Patitas.
uh
Okay.
anyway, so we're there, like we're trying to make this work, and why try that if you're not gonna like pull through with that? Like that's the only I feel like, original idea to this because the plot is basically Scream, with just prom queen shot in the middle.
Yeah.
Girl with a past, with a mom that did something, and the whole town hates her and trying to move forward from it. But I don't know what it is. Is it the cinematography that just makes it look like a modern Netflix movie? Is it the actors who none of them look like they belong on that age, except for Catherine Waterston? She's the fucking goat. She's good in this. Um, um, like besides her, I don't think anyone in this movie kind of fits, and it's not very funny. I'll give it credit that it's short. It's only 90 minutes, but I don't know. It's
Yeah,
just who is
it
this
bugs
for?
Ollie
I
too.
agree. I agree, Ollie. Like this
It's
is
cra-
super boring. Like you know, just
I
why
I
would we subject ourselves to this?
I think part of what makes this movie not good is, again, I want to be very clear. I'm not blaming the cast. The direction feels so by the numbers. This movie feels so uninspired. Like it's depressing. Like if AI could make a movie, it'd be this basic bitch ass film. And I mean that as a whole insult to director Matt Palmer. I need you to know that you suck. I need you to get a new job or get good. Okay? There are some people that are meant to be directors. There are some people that are meant to be producers and writers. You're not meant to be any of them. Quit. Give up.
I
I'm
agree.
sorry for some haters, but folks, he made something offensive.
No, no, I agree. It's just that, like, I was watching it and I was like, why do I have the feeling it's gonna be the parents? And no, yep, it ended up being the parents, which is a twist in Scream 3. So, like, what even is the point here?
See, here's the thing. Like in any whodunit, you need to make it really good and really obvious from the other side. It's like, oh, of course it was the parent. But like, it sucks. And maybe they
Yeah,
thought they were going to do something interesting by being like, oh, we're killing off all the prom queen contestants, and that we're going to be like, oh, I bet it's the mom. See, you know what would have made us think that? If they had put out some goddamn breadcrumbs to make us think it was the mom.
yeah.
We never thought it was.
And
And then,
here's the thing,
and then
and
boom.
here's the thing, yeah, and here's the thing, I'm not mad at pastiches, I'm not mad at parodies. Like, I rated Hard Eyes pretty high this year. I thought that was a blast, and that's pretty much also like a remix. That's also like hey, let's take a pastiche of like slashers and make it a rom-com out of it. Like that, there's something there that has hook, that has humor, and it has some enjoyable stuff in there. This has none of that. Like this is not the actor's fault, but none of these characters are charming. Like none of them. Like there's stereotype after stereotype of trope after trope, and they're not no, like I didn't have them like too ever present. I didn't have fun with them, and I don't really want to see them again. Like the characters from the old trilogy, like they were super memorable.
The I feel like the kills are unmemorable. The motive is not great. The killers are, basic. Like there's no things that need to stand out from this film. Nothing does. I think it's fair to say, like we've been shitting on this film for 20 minutes. Like, okay, if y'all want some like a productive feedback, to start, the three act structure is really wonky because like act one is day before, acts two and three are at the actual prom, which could have been fine if they had set some stuff up, but there's nothing set up. And then we just have like a gang full of teens to be killed. That's fine. Having bodies is fine. Having a bunch of people on the kill list is fine. But unless we're invested in hating them, it's not going to matter. We either need to really hate them. That way the kills are like, yes, this is satisfying. Like the Penny kid in Bloodlines. That death was
Mhm.
like, oof, yes, another one, please. I was invested in him. But at the same time, on the other side of Bloodlines, they made us care about some of these bad guys. So, I mean, they made us care about this family. So when they're dying off, we're like, oh no, they're dying. You need to put in the work. Otherwise, like, it doesn't mean jack. Here's your bottle of Strawberry. Here, you want? There you go. Like you need to put in the work on both sides. Failure to do so will result in us not caring about a film, or at worst, being bored. Chema, you say often that the worst thing that you can do in a movie is be boring. Dude, this movie could have put me to sleep twice. Like I legit watched this film on 1.5, 1.25 speed, and that
Oh
was
my
too
God.
slow. I put it on 1.5, still too slow.
Jeez.
It,
No,
it
I watched the whole thing and
this
oh
would be a
man.
punishment. Like if we did a challenge and someone lost, I'd be like, all right, now you got to rewatch the Prom Queen Fear Street movie on like 24 hours on loop, and we're gonna record the whole thing.
I'd rather you call me a slur. Like to be honest, like it's just like I'd rather us be there.
Jesus,
Um
I don't think we can record that. I don't want to record that.
no, me neither. No, man, I wish I had more to say, but this movie left me pretty, you know,
Pretty bummed out.
not wanting like a lot. I couldn't even tell you like the best part. I guess Catherine Waterston is the best part of the movie, but there's not kind of nothing else. She really nails those accents. I kind of forgot she was British for a second there. Um,
True.
oh wait, no, she's not British. I'm so stupid. What am I talking about?
Who, Lily? Or no, Catherine?
No. Yeah. Oh no, she is. She is British. Never mind. Never mind. Um, yeah, because in the Fantastic Beasts she plays American, so that's
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, do you want
Yeah, no. What's up?
do you want me to give you the remix?
Please go ahead.
Okay, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. I think there
I'm
was a
listening.
way to salvage this movie. Megan is the main character instead. Yes, Lori is her best friend. Lori is interested in Tiffany's boyfriend. But Megan has a crush on Lori and is kind of witnessing everything from her perspective. Like she's the main character. We can have a cool death when they're like prom dress shopping, right? Like a contestant gets bumped off. Tiffany, Lori, Megan, and maybe one of the other contestants have to band together. Instead of there being six bodies, make it four. One gets killed at the dress shop, and the other three are like, maybe they're hunting us. So they band together like an uneasy alliance, rivals having to get together to keep each other alive. And you're wondering, well, wait, if there's only three of them, who are we killing? Here's who you're killing: security guards that are cops, the principal, the vice principal, and teachers that are there at the dance. You're killing the adults, that way the teenagers are left to fend for themselves. And guess what? There's more bodies at stake. Fill up the sprinklers with gasoline and threaten to light everyone on fire if the three or if the two prom queen contestants don't come out and Megan's trying to run interference. And guess what? In the end, have Lori realize that she actually loves Megan. Yes, yes, I am fully aware. You're making Lori bi in the film. Yes, because you know why? Pride Month is happening right now, and we could use this.
I was
There
gonna
you
make
go.
that reference too.
True prom queens.
Um, yeah, I think that's. I mean, it's left without saying that the worst part of this movie is how aggressively straight it was when you had those as the main characters. Like,
I also said I think in a more ballsy version, Megan would have been the main character.
it's
But
not
for
even like a ballsy version. Like, I think it's the part that makes sense because like those two had like great chemistry. Um,
loves horror films. Do it from her perspective. She's the fangirl that we can enjoy and get behind and be like, fuck yeah, she's awesome. She's a final girl. And have her beat the killer and make the killer the fucking vice principal or the principal, one of the two. Like, oh, the problem with Shady Side is all the sinners that we have. We need to clean it up. So that's why I killed the drug dealer and the slut of the school. I need to purify you guys. And that's how you
yeah,
make it work.
yeah.
Right,
It's just
Michelle? That's how you make it a good movie, right?
that's what the movie needed. It needed to be ballsier, and
And
this just really isn't. So go girl, give us nothing. What would you score this?
oh God, and can I give negative scores?
We can start.
Shit, I'd give it like a one. The only saving grace is that it gave me a good thinking exercise on how to make it better. Miss Oliver, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're almost done. It's okay. There you go. He's getting fussy now. Sorry. Um,
Yeah.
okay. Let me run it
I
back.
give it. I also give it just one star. Um, I'll give credit that Catherine Waterston is good in it. I'll give credit that uh, I didn't fall asleep, and I'll give credit that I hate that this is now the standard, but at least it was made by people.
At least, man, guys, don't watch this. Go watch Bloodlines. Go watch Sinners. Go watch a good scary film.
Go watch Sinners again.
Go watch Sinners a third time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, folks, I think that's gonna
I
have to do it
think,
for this episode.
yeah, that's gonna have to do it for that. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I guess Eddie went from not caring about Mission Impossible, and now he's gonna do a whole binge because
I,
that's
I'm
how we all start.
I'm working on the second one today, so we're gonna find out if
Yeah,
it's any good.
that's how it tends to be. And then I just watched the new one. I just
The goal is to watch at least one or maybe two per day, so that way Saturday we can review Dead Reckoning too. The
all
final
right.
reckoning. Ethan
It
Hunt
is.
returns and lives and dies. I don't fucking know what they're calling it at this point.
It's just called Dead Reckoning. No,
But
Final Reckoning, sorry.
there you go.
Yeah, no, you'll like it. We'll see. We'll get there when we get there. I had a blast with the final one. That talk about a ballsy movie. That's a ballsy movie.
Unless he
Um,
dies in the end, I'm gonna say it's not ballsy. They killed James Bond. I want to see them kill Ethan Hunt.
you'll get there. There's a whole section in the last one that's around 25 to 30 minutes long
Hmm.
where there's no dialogue.
It's just him running.
Not running, actually, not running this time.
Oh, okay, cool.
But no, I found it super ballsy. I couldn't believe it. I was watching it. So big fan of how they did that. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for joining us. My name was Chema.
All right, Benetti.
That's Mr. Oliver right there. And yep, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week, month, whatever. Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah,
If there was doubt from where we stand, happy Pride Month. To shout out to the gays and everyone in between.
yeah.
I was trying to reference something, but then I remembered
What?
to remember. Good night, everyone.